Hello, I'm Jo. This is A Cup of Jo. It is currently 6 a.m. and we are on a mission. Today we are going to film, hopefully, three videos. With everything going on in the world right now, my little brother, who is 10, is going to be out of school and needing to do online schooling this week. And so I will be going over to my parents' house and helping out because both of my parents still have to go to work. I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of things to work on. Things have been a little bit crazy just in life in general in the last couple of weeks. And I unfortunately have not really had time to film, with the exception of my live stream, which was so much fun. Hopefully doing another one. That'll be one of the videos that I film later today because I would like to do that every Monday. I'm trying to get stuff together. I'm trying to make sure that I'm consistently staying creatively active on this platform as well as that one, because I know what you're thinking. You're like, girl, you ain't even here all the time. And I'm like, listen, Linda, I know. Today we're using the Nubian 2 palette from Juvia's place. Just like with any of my tutorials, you don't have to use the same palette that I'm using. You don't even have to use the same colors that I use. You are more than welcome to pick up blues, purples, whatever suits your personal style or that you have in front of you, you know what I mean? So anyways, today's look is going to be a halo eye. A halo eye is where you focus the lightest or brightest color right here in the very center so that it gives it more of like a pop. I have giant eyeballs, so this is always super fun for me to do. I'm picking up the color Madagascar and I'm gonna tap it a little higher than I normally would for here in the corner. This is just like a soft fluffy brush. So because we're doing a halo eye and we do want to concentrate the lightest or brightest color right here in the center, we're actually going to leave this space. I'm just going to leave it alone. So now I'm going to hit the outer corner. And again, soft circular motions like you're scrambling an egg. That sounds really good right now. My breakfast right now is actually scrambled eggs. Egg whites. And you'll notice that I first pack the color down here where I want it to be the deepest or the most concentrated. As the product comes off of the brush and there's less and less in the bristles, that's when I start to drag it up. That's actually a mistake that a lot of beginners make when they're specifically doing a smoky eye. They'll start to smoke out their shadow here and it's like you can only go up. So suddenly you look like either a raccoon or Avril Lavigne circa 2001, which is basically the same thing, by the way. So now we're gonna take that same brush and we need to deepen the inner and outer corners. So for that, in this one, there's this really pretty purplish color. It's called Jezebel. This will not be the darkest color that you use. You still need to have at least one shade darker. And this shade is not supposed to be the lightest color that you have. It's your transition, it's your mid-tone. So probably should have said that earlier, but now you. By the way, some of you guys have let me know that you followed my tutorials to do some of your makeup, and I could cry. I think that is so wonderful. I really, really love making content for you guys, and the whole purpose is to inspire, entertain, and educate, all of those things. I want to do all of those things, and so the fact that you guys not only watch my videos and are so supportive, which by the way, I just have the greatest community. You know, people would be like, I tried to follow your tutorial and this is what it looks like, and they send me pictures, and that is, I don't know, it gives me a lot of joy. So picking up that plum wine color, we're just gonna give a little tip tap patty whack right here in that inner corner. Again, we want to concentrate the color closest to the lash line, and then as the brush loses product, we are going to go ahead and drag that up. You don't want to drag it as high up as we did that transition shade, because otherwise that would defeat the purpose. We want them to kiss, but not to marry. So we're going to do that on the inside as well as that outer corner, following the same basic step. So we're packing and then switching to soft circular motions. And what's really, really nice about looks like this, guys, is that the style is a little bit blown out, a little bit messy, so it's very beginner friendly. It can be a really subtle look. You could do like your transition shade could be 1 to 2 shades deeper than your skin tone, followed with a soft brown and then with a slightly deeper brown. It just depends on your personal style and your comfort level. Same brush, we love a fluffy brush. This one happens to be from Morphe. It is the B80, but as long as you have something fluffy, and I prefer not huge, that way you can like really concentrate the color exactly where you want it, you'll be a-okay. By the way, all of these are mattes. I like working with matte colors the most, or getting palettes that are matte, because I'm not someone who likes to put shimmer all the way out here. That is personal preference. I just find that it looks nicer if it is matte, and then I add the shimmer in concentrated areas where I want it. Again, personal preference. So in this palette, the deepest shade that's here is like this like super rich like espresso brown. So we are picking up the tiniest bit of that, boop, just on the tip. Your brush has several different points. There is what we call the belly of the brush, which is like if you were to lay it on the side, it's like the thick round part, like a belly. And then the very tippity top right here, this is called the point of the brush. So what I'm doing is I'm very softly tapping just the point and not the belly. So it's not laying down flat, it's going straight up in there. And we're just like getting a little bit of color. I kind of like stipple it. So that's the way in which you can utilize the same brush, a fluffy brush, to pick up your next color without oversaturating your brush and therefore covering up all of the purple that we just did. You are more than welcome to just pick up a smaller fluffy brush or just a smaller brush in general. But this is how I like to do mine, because I like to knock out a look with like minimal brushes. And so the goal is for the lightest or brightest to be here, for it to fade into something slightly deeper and then get even deeper still. So we're basically gonna concentrate this brown color not only right here in the very outer corner, leaving some of that purple to kiss this middle line, but also in the inner corner, going in to do the same thing. I hope that makes sense. Same thing other side. Okay, so we are going to switch brushes for this. It is not necessary, but I have one in front of me that I like to use for packing shimmer shades, and that's what I would like to use. Now, speaking to this center part right here, you do not necessarily need to add any more like concealer or primer or anything like that, because we already have our lids primed from earlier. But if you have made too much of a mess with your other colors, or you feel like you've lost some of the deepness right here, not everybody's eyes are as ginormous as mine, you are more than welcome to take your finger or take a brush and take a little bit more of whatever primer you're using. I happen to be using P.Louise because she's my favorite, and just kind of like give a little tip tap patty whack right there in the center. You see how that like just kind of sharpened it? I'm going in with the color Nefertiti and a flat packing brush. You don't necessarily have to choose colors that contrast as much as I have just done. I just like the added drama. So to create a little bit more of a gradient, we're gonna pick up that fluffy brush again, the tiniest bit, like the teensy tiniest bit of that plum eyeshadow on the tip of your fluffy brush. You're going to place and flick. And you honestly may not even need to add any excess product. You may be able to just like softly like run it back and forth and kind of get the colors to like kiss but not marry. That little step right there is what stops it from being a super blocky look and gives you that like soft glam. Okay, so I am going to hop off camera. I need more coffee. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on foundation, and then I'm gonna show you what we are gonna do down here. Please ignore this lash for the remainder of the video. I'm gonna use the same brush that I used for packing that shimmer shade right there. I'm gonna pick up that initial color that we used, the transition, a soft like pack to start, and then turn it into a little bit of a drag. I'm picking up that purple color. That was our second color. I'm really concentrating that right here where my lower lash line kisses my top. It's like a tapping motion because like I said, I want those colors to kind of kiss so that it doesn't seem to come out of nowhere. I'm gonna pick up that purple again and do the same thing on the inner corner, dragging down. So as far as the eyes go, this is pretty much it, guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you've ever done a halo eye before, if you like this style of eyeshadow, or if this tutorial was helpful for you in any way, shape, or form. Again, if you guys do follow these tips and tricks and recreate this look, or you do a look similar to this using this video, please let me know. That's like my favorite thing in the whole entire world, and that's also what these tutorials are here for. So let me know if you guys would like to see more super in-depth tutorials like this, and I hope you all have a great, safe, healthy day. See you in the next one. Bye. And go to the gym, or to eat breakfast and download this and find something else to do and then go to the gym later. But why am I going to the gym later if I could go to the gym now? But why go now if I could go later?